Let's talk about something I know you've all been dying to talk about, which is status meetings. Now, status meetings are typically with your project sponsor, your steering committee, your project team, maybe some key stakeholders. And the frequency of these meetings will vary by project. Now, typically, you're doing them weekly or bi-weekly. You might even be doing them monthly. And you're going to use this time to provide new information, share updates, display the project plan, discuss challenges, roadblocks, do demos, and so on. We're going to watch a real status meeting in action, and this is from a large statewide dashboard project. The project team was made up of different units that were creating a new web portal and dashboard. They were operating under a tight timeline and had lots of moving parts. The first thing you're going to see is a clip of our project manager, Perry, running the very first status meeting for the project just before winter break. And the second clip is a few weeks later after winter break. A bunch of work had gotten done, and there was time for demos of the work in progress. As you're watching, I want you to take note of what stands out to you about the way the meeting was conducted. Let's check it out.
Everyone looks great, so I love the holiday backgrounds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very festive. All right, everyone. Welcome. Did you eat your Wheaties this morning? I'm going to keep asking you that. We've got a big day as we're trying to wrap up and get ready for winter break for some of us, but big day because we're still pushing through on many tasks related to our project. This is our statewide reopening dashboard project, and just as a reminder, this is a Friday meeting that's meant for all of the team players. We're having daily stand-ups. We've done 2 so far. So today's an opportunity for us to come together and share out kind of big picture. Moving forward, once we get into a groove of these, ideally I would have the weekly status report ready to go to review also. That is something that we could look at. We're not quite there yet. So for today's agenda, what I thought we could do is start just by having a discussion that would really recap where we're at. So not the nitty gritty details of all the meetings you've been to, but kind of summing up what progress you think you've made in your group, or what's an accomplishment that you think is noteworthy to call out for what we've done so far. So that's meant to be a discussion for all of us first. We can do roundtable in the similar way to the stand-ups. So we can go from infrastructure first to then the work that we've done toward the portal, the dashboards, and so on. John has done some work around the requirements, and he's talked to several people. He's got a big master document he's working on. We're not going to go through page by page of that document today, but John's going to help review with us the requirements as they stand today. We're calling it draft version A, knowing that some things could change. So he'll speak for us and share out so we can ask any questions around what we're trying to accomplish and what the requirements are. I've got some logistic pieces with you to share with you, the OneDrive folder that I just shared with you before the meeting, and how time tracking will work. And then John is going to lead a discussion with everyone about what we think we can do next week. It's a short week. Some people are out, but just to get a sense of what next week looks like. All right, and before we leave, I'll make sure that everyone knows who's out next week too. Okay, so let's just start kind of the high level. And I thought, actually, John, I was going to ask you first if you can just share out what progress or accomplishment do you think is noteworthy from your perspective? Well, I think we're going to wrap our first meeting. I'll send out a few notes, follow up in the chat for this meeting, and look for information about the time tracking spreadsheet getting updated. So I'm going to add in some more tabs for the individuals, and we'll be reaching out to you with additional information. Thank you, everyone.
Have a nice holiday, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Yeah.
Happy
Have a
holidays.
great break for those of you who are off. Hi, welcome, week 5. We are going to have our weekly status meeting to get everyone up to speed and to talk through anything that needs to be discussed. Here's the agenda. So I'd first like to share with you where we're at with the project as far as our team size, how many hours we've contributed, just our overall totals. We've got some high-level updates from each of the area leads to share out where we're at. With the exception of app dev and our BI teams, they're going to go 3rd and 4th with 2 more show and tells. We've got a web portal demo and a dashboard demo. So we'll get to see more of the good work that's been happening. We'll have an open floor time in case you've got a question, a comment, something that you needed to address. And then at 11:10, our goal is at 11:10 or sooner, we'll have everyone drop off, and Susanna and Tammy will share their dashboard recommendations on color and some of the user design recommendations for the steering committee to stay on and improve. If there's anything else that you feel I missed in the future, just ping me before the meeting and I'll make sure it's added to the agenda. But I did my best to reach out to everyone to get feedback and to make sure everyone's ready to speak.
So I hope what you noticed in those clips is that Perry had done some planning. She planned the format, the topics, the pacing. She had created an agenda and stuck to it. She did a nice job of facilitating the meeting for the other speakers. They made sure to capture the action items, who's responsible for next steps, and then updated the project plan to include whatever had come out of the meeting. Now, status meetings are part of what's used to create status reports, which we have another video about. And you can check that out at epmo.stcoe.net.